You're muted. You're muted.
Hold her and you in prayerful support and send healing. So thank you for keeping us posted. And I trust that she's in good hands. I know the angels are with her and are guiding all of her medical team. And her body knows how to heal perfectly too.
Yeah.
And this we know, absolutely. All right, so if you see anybody else trying to get in, just go like this to me.
Okay.
That's where they show up over there. And I'll
Okay.
keep an eye on that. Yeah. So, gosh, it's been kind of an intense month, right? It's been an intense month. I don't know about you guys, but how many of you feel a little bit beat up or tired? Right? It's like, oh my goodness, just when we kind of think we're adjusting to, you know, the sheltering in place and all the COVID things and how that changes our lives. Now there's all these fires and some people are having different, you know, family or personal things going on or health things going on or money things going on. It's like, oh my goodness. So let's all just say enough already. Enough already. Enough already. Okay. We just want to be in the good universe, right? So, so our plan today is to individually and collectively and also globally create a shift to help all of us get through this bumpy road and get to the other side, you know, of this rocky road. So who feels like that's a good theme for the day, right?
Big time.
Yeah, because I could tell it wasn't time to shift into the fourth chakra yet. Not that there's ever anything wrong with being in the fourth chakra. It just feels like we're going through this like thing right now. You know? So we need to like acknowledge it, you know, and not just try to sprinkle up and be like, yay, everything is fine, you know, because it's like not fine right now. It's just, you know, it's just not fine, you know. And on another level, on the spiritual level, of course, it's all good and it's all fine and everything is unfolding as it needs to. And we understand that. So part of what Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael is going to be very present with us today, are going to help us do too, is really, we're going to go deeper and get more practice with that cultivating of a multiple awareness. And I mentioned that a little bit yesterday at Mother Wound Healing Intensive. Some of you were there. But we're going to be doing this more, not just about like women's issues, but about the current crazy global upheaval that we're in right now. So yeah, so that's kind of enough of a preamble on my end. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So anybody who wants to share, we're going to jump into our prayer and our healing and our channeling in a couple of minutes. And I always like to just check in with all of you, you know, and give you a chance to share any updates in your life, any gratitudes, any intentions, and you can use your voice or you can type, just whichever you prefer. We have a kind of small cozy group today, which I kind of thought we would. And that's okay. It's all, everything has its flow, right? And let's all say, hi, Replay Land. Hi, Replay Land. So we love you in Replay Land too. And that's all good. So who would like to just kind of share? You can either type. I want to hear from literally all of you because there's like 5 of you here right now. So there's no hiding in this classroom. And just even 1 sentence or 2 sentences you can type, or you can just talk. So how are you doing? What are your gratitudes? What are your intentions? Or what would you like to just share with us? You know, your life updates.
I'm happy to have, my home has survived.
Yes.
I was out of it for 13 days.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
August 17th to August 30th. Now and I went to my sister's for that time. Now she's out of her house because of the fire that's southwest of Quincy.
Right.
That has gone to Lake Oroville. She's on the southern edge.
And where is she today?
She's in with friends in Grass Valley.
Okay.
So it's just been a stressful time. And then I know people up in Oregon who are prepared to evacuate. I mean, it's just cuckoo time. I just saw something on Facebook that apparently there's some beam that has started all these fires. It's like, come on, Sharon. enough with the conspiracy theories. We had 17,000 lightning strikes. That might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right? It's obviously, the Democrats' fault or Trump's fault, or, I mean, you know what I mean? Everything, and just point these fingers. It's like, hello, we're
Yeah.
global warming, people. Let's just wake up. The
Well,
weather.
it's a different forest management practices and not enough controlled burns, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
I've been praying to my angels, and I know I have my core group, and I've asked them to bring in their friends. How many angels are there? I'm asking for like 1,000 to help at one time. How many angels are there?
Yeah. So, wow. My short answer to that would be that there's almost an unlimited number.
Okay.
We'll see if Archangel Michael wants to add anything to that. There are different types of angels, right? So there are obviously the archangels that are like the head honcho angels, and most of the archangels have never been in human form, although there are a couple of exceptions to that. Sandalphon and Metatron, who are brothers, according to the angel lore, they were humans who ascended so much and evolved so much that they took on the role as archangels. But to my knowledge, those are the only two archangels who were ever human. The rest of them have never been embodied. Then you have lots and lots of other types of angels. In fact, we could even do a whole class on that. That'd be kind of fun. In fact, what I might do is talk about that more. I think that would be nice to share with a wider audience on Michaelmas, because Michaelmas is the Feast of All Angels, and that's September 29th. So everybody mark your calendars and come join us. We're going to have a free public global event. We'd love to have thousands of people connect with us and the angels on Michaelmas. And so we will be having channeling from the angels. We'll also be talking about the types of angels, which angels to ask for what type of help, and we'll have channeling and all of that. And we'll invite people to join Wisdom School. So that's a nice opportunity for people who don't know about Wisdom School to kind of get a little more of a taste for, what this is all about. But even you who are getting the more advanced teachings will still enjoy the Michaelmas celebration for sure. So that's a great question for us to go into more detail there. But the other thing is, there are also humans who serve as angels. You might call them like lower angels, but I don't really like the hierarchy kind of concept because it seems judgy. But it's like there are humans, some of them are, you even have, like some of your ancestors, or even sometimes dogs. Now, maybe cats do this too. I'm not sure. Maybe you cat people can weigh in on this. I'm a dog person.
With cats with attitude.
Yeah, some cats I think may do that too. And some of our pets that we're very, very close to, they're like part of our soul family, and they might even come back into our lives more than one time. Has anyone ever had that? A pet come back more than once? It's interesting, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So sometimes animals can be angels, humans, of course, once they're on the other side, so to speak, right? Can serve as angels. So there's a lot of angels. So when you start to think about that, you go, wow, there have to be at least millions, right? And there's more than that. There's more than that, really. So there's more than we can count or really put a number on. So yeah, you can kind of think of it for our human perspective. Archangel Michael says to just consider it an infinite, because it's not really a number we can count or grasp.
Okay.
So there you go. Yeah. So that's great. So, and we don't ever have to worry about being too needy or too demanding with our angels, or like, I know I used to think, oh, well, they're dealing with like bigger issues. They're dealing with children that are starving and saving people's lives and wars. And, why should I ask them to help me find my car keys, or like, whatever, right? Our issues are sometimes of our minutia of life. But the truth is, and Archangel Michael clearly told us this a few years ago, no request is too great or too small for God and your angels. No request is too great or too small. And he specifically said that to encourage us to ask, because the more we ask, the more we actually align ourselves with that which we want to receive. So we're not just asking. We have this concept in Judeo-Christian religion, I think, that most of us have been kind of raised with, that we pray to placate God, or we pray to kind of go like, ooh, you know, praise you, you know, glory, and, you know, like kind of like this like subservient thing. God doesn't need us to be subservient. God doesn't need us to kiss God's ass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that is not our creator, you know, the omniscient creator of all that is, the love that is, was, and shall be forever, doesn't have an ego, right? Doesn't need this like subservient servitude type thing. The reason we pray and the reason we ask is to open ourselves to receive that. So if we're asking for love, or if we're asking for more health, or we're asking for our ideal home, or asking for our work to be successful, for abundance, we're actually aligning ourselves with that desire, and we're putting ourselves energetically more in that universe in which we already have that. Does that make sense? Right? It makes sense? Okay. So, and that was really helpful. Jesus actually was the one who explained that to me about prayer. And I thought, so we don't pray for God's sake, we pray for our sake and those we're praying for, right?
Yeah.
So it is pretty mind-blowing. So thank you for asking such a big and juicy question, Dottie. We went all sorts of places with that answer. So thank you for that. And we're so glad that you are safe, and that your home is safe, and all your loved ones are safe, and that you're
Thank
home.
you. Yes, thank you.
Many blessings. Yeah. We had a tiny evacuation, nothing compared to your 13 days, but our issue was smoke and fire related, but not directly from the smoke and fire. But what happens is PG&E is our monopoly electric company here, and they have not updated their equipment with all the millions of dollars and all the government subsidies that they have received. They haven't used the money properly to update their equipment in our area particularly. So our town here is always the one in the whole county. Like, we're all just on neighbor next door. We're all kind of, you know, commiserating, going, why is it always Placerville where the power is shut off? So they warned us, you know, they gave us like enough warning because of the winds and so forth. But we had 36 hours with no power on 97-degree day, that on top of the smoke. And I'm like, you know, if it was just me, I could hunker down, but I don't want to expose my 89-year-old mother to being in a house with 95, 97-degree heat. That's not safe, nor for the kids, the dogs, nor for us. So we just said, okay, screw it. We're going up to Lake Tahoe. Let's just make a little fun family, you know, outing. And I ended up having to clear my work schedule, you know, for 2 days. And of course we spent the money on the hotel, and it was very refreshing to be in fresh, clean air. We could actually see the stars and the Milky Way, which I haven't seen for a very long time. So that was beautiful. And I recorded 3 meditation audios for you guys.
Whoa.
While I was up there, I was like in the trees, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do some meditation audios, because I know people are dealing with so much stress right now. So I'm going to share them with you first. I'm going to put them up into our Facebook group and into our portal. And I'll probably even put them into our chat. Do you like when I put things in the chat, you guys? Does that help you see things in the messenger chat? If I can put videos sometimes too? Okay. And then eventually I'll make them out, you know, to the public. So we made lemonade, right? Like Archangel Michael says, enjoy the lemons. We enjoy the lemons and all that. But honestly, I'm kind of tired. So my chi is a little low today. You know, you might be looking at me going, she looks a little washed out. And that's why. So it's like we're running up there, then running back, you know, and you know how it is. There's always packing and unpacking, and it's kind of discombobulating. So my week was a little bit chaotic from all of that. And I'm grateful, you know, grateful the house is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the power is on. I'm grateful for power and air conditioning and, you know, all of that. But it's crazy. And I think that a lot of people have been impacted, or we also know people who've been impacted. My sister's in Oregon, so I've been texting her every day. You guys okay? Everybody okay? Need anything? You know? So we're going to put our prayers forth for everyone, for ourselves and for our loved ones and for the wider community and for the planet. And it's really important. So thank you for sharing, Debbie, and for asking. Super cool question. Gail, anything you want to share, sweetheart? I know you're half asleep. We can come back to you if you're still waking up.
I'll be waking up for some time.
I like your robe. That looks so cozy and pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I think I don't know what I feel. I think I'm still in a bit of shock.
Your mom.
Yeah, that she's always been as strong as a Mallee bull, so it sort of took the wind out of my sails a bit.
And her
her
strength
going down like that.
Her strength.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. There has been a transition from dry gangrene to wet, so they're just trying to dry it out with antibiotics and betadine baths. So we'll see what happens on Monday.
Please keep us posted, sweetie. And what's your mom's first name?
Mavis.
Can you type her first name?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can type her full name and her town, and that will help all of us who send Reiki for the Reiki to reach her. I also feel like sometimes you don't even have to have that, because the intention is the most important thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get her a bloodstone to help heal her blood, and a black obsidian, so that'll look after her feet.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So we'll see what happens.
And we're putting prayers forth for the angels to heal her feet. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Archangel Raphael is also helping to activate her inner healer.
Yeah.
Her inner physician, you know.
Yep. Well, she doesn't have a lot of blood. She's been anemic for as long as I can remember, and so there's not a lot of blood flow to that area. Like, her circulation isn't good. So the toe has actually died, and the body says, you know, we don't know, there's nothing that it can do because of the blood flow. And if they take the toe, there's no guarantee that it's not going to continue in other places because of the same situation, and it may not heal as well as it should. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll definitely include her in the prayers big time, and continue to keep her in the prayers. And thank you for typing that into the chat.
That's okay. I'm trying to keep as positive as possible.
Yes.
Seeing her well and fit and happy and healthy.
Absolutely. And it's important to keep up your self-care. And this is a message for all of us right now. It's always important to keep up our self-care. And it's even more important at times of stress. So sometimes at times of stress, we do less of the self-care because we're thinking about all the things out here, right? The other people, the things we have to deal with, all the stuff out here, that which are the stressors, but sometimes they're also, you know, really important things and people that we have to take care of. We need to put attention on those out here. We do understand that, but it's even more important, our angels are reminding us, to sometimes just stop and just have to have that trust. That's where the trust and faith comes in. And to remember that worry is negative prayer, right? So worry is not actually helpful. Concern is helpful, is natural, is constructive, right? We can have healthy concern, And then we do that serenity prayer. We go, well, what can I really do about this? Right? I can pray, I can visualize, I can turn it over. I can always do that.
I can surrender.
Hope for the best. And then beyond that, I just have to surrender and be in this moment and trust, like, okay, you know, what do I really need in this moment? Because by taking care of ourselves, we then can continue to take care of everything and everyone out here. But if we don't take proper care of ourselves, we can't, you know. And then we end up being more of a burden on others instead of a bolster, you know. So please, everybody, heighten your self-care. We're coming into the weekend. We're coming into S3. If you normally do X amount for self, do X times 3 this weekend, okay? You know, really, really, I'm going to check in with all you guys this weekend. I want you to share with us your intentions today. We're going to share our intentions today for the weekend, for S3, self, spirit, and social. And I think that of those, we might, sometimes in our lives, tend to make the time for social, but the self and spirit maybe get a little bit short shrift sometimes. So that's part of our continuous nudging here in Wisdom School, right? Remember, self and spirit first, you know, then you're bringing a happier, healthier, more harmonized self to your relationships. And you're also serving as a great role model and an inspiration to others too, which I know you are. So we're here for you, Gail. We're here for you, Mom. I know you'll keep us posted, and please take care of yourself. So what are some things you're going to do this weekend? You can type, you can think about it, you can type, or you might know off the top of your head, and you can answer it now. What are some things that Gail is going to do for Gail this weekend?
Some nice Epsom salt baths. Spend some time at my altar. Do a little bit of gardening. My altar.
Oh, an altar, nice. Yeah, and do some
gardening. Yeah, and my granddaughter will be up this weekend, so that'll be nice too.
Yeah, I know you guys have such a beautiful relationship and you have a lot of fun together.
Yeah,
that's great. One of my students who is also in Australia from a few years ago, some of you might know Cassandra. She's a beautiful artist. And when she says gardening, what I hear is this. This word. And when you were just saying it too, I was kind of hearing it that way too. It's the beautiful Aussie accent. And I had said to Cassandra, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. When you say gardening, it sounds like gardening. Gardening. That's what we're doing when we're in the garden, right? We're connecting with God. We're connecting with creation and this life force energy, and it uplifts us. Having your hands on the earth, having your hands on the plants, on the rocks, you know. So it is a path to divinity to do that. So we can all think about that and put that in our pipes and smoke it. And we're not just gardening, we're gardening. So thank you, Cassandra, and thank you, Gail, for your inspiration for that new word. Thank you. So Jan, I'm going to pop over to you, and I want to see what you'd like to share about how you're doing and intentions and anything you want to share update wise. Are we going to get to Jan and Brenda and Monica and Nikki and Annie? We're going to check in with all of you.
After yesterday's Mother Moon, I realized that I'm really, and with this pandemic, I'm really lonesome, you know, for somebody to talk to intelligently and stuff. And my niece, who's in her early 30s and looks like me, is coming up for the weekend and wants me to help her with her virtual comic book or her some kind of, it's an artistic thing. But I worked on it a little bit, but I have to figure out, well, it's just giving me a boost. I want to clean up the house a little bit. I got green beans in my garden, and I got to pick the rest of them, and those flat peas, snow peas, and
oh, it sounds like fun.
Swiss chard. I just have a little tiny garden, really, and I've got we've gotten 2 beautiful tomatoes so far.
Ooh, there's nothing like homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes.
Yeah, so that was part of cheering myself up the days where I just felt unhappy, and I went and bought a bunch of plants, and I have begonias and all kinds of pretty things. So
Oh, wonderful.
alive out there on the deck with and then in the side ground is where I screwed up the cucumbers and stuff, but I think I have a little zucchini that's coming. But anyway,
Oh, that's a lot of
that's
beautiful
mostly
veggies.
just kind of uh, straighten up my world, which won't take all that much, and take care of Norm, and then I'll be able to. It's really kind of like playing, and I was real close with her when she was little. I kept my brother and her mother weren't married, and I kept track of her, and she looks like me.
Oh, sweet.
And so she's kind of come back to me, and she is very spiritual, very higher consciousness. So
Nice.
she's an artist and all kinds of things. But
How fun.
so I've got it's like the granddaughter coming, a real treat. That it's been pretty boring around here.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah,
so
for
glad
winter
you're
school
gonna have
and
quality time with her. That's wonderful.
yeah, she's
Oh,
real beautiful.
and that's exciting about her comic book
Smart.
project. And you're a great person to help with all documents and publishing things. You guys all know Jan is like a mastermind of those things, right? Okay.
I know that.
Yeah.
No, I've got angel help is what I've got. I've got a lot of angel help. So I get all kinds of beautiful little whispers for just about everything. And oh, that's a good idea. Like to the point that I wasn't sure if I ever have an independent thought. You know, is it me or them?
That's
So-
great. And really, the more connected we are with our divine team, in some ways those lines blur, you know. It's kind of like, wait, was that God, my angels doing talking? Was that my highest self? Was that me? You know, and we just allow that flow, you know, to happen.
Well, Archangel Michael opened up my ears. He Gabriel is real soft, you know, real soft, and then Michael, of course, you can't miss him. And when I'm more centered, I can hear longer conversations. Mostly it's little snippets of things.
Right.
I mean, I've got to catch it quick. When Gabriel tells me something, I got to be paying attention.
And it's been so beautiful over the years, Jan, to see your development with that. Not only in how often you're perceiving and receiving, but how much more trust you're having in yourself. And I see that with Russell too, and with Roxanne and some of the rest of you guys who've been on this journey with us for a long time. So much of it is about trusting. You know, it's like the messages are coming to us. The signs are out here all the time for everyone, always, right? So it's not like we need to attract more messages or signs or miracles. We just need to pay attention to them and appreciate them, and then apply them. You know, let them guide our lives. Let these highest truths and these signs and synchronicities, you know, pay attention to them and honor them. So you've been doing that so much more, and that's been great. I really want to celebrate you with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so thank you
Yes,
for
I'm very
sharing.
pleased.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. That's great. Monica, can we hear from you next, sweetheart?
Yes,
How have you been doing? What's your update?
I've been doing well. It's actually been really raining my area, so keep praying to the element of water that it makes it to the West Coast for all of you.
Yeah, thank you. Please share some rain with us.
Yes, I've been talking to it. Says, so why don't you go to the West Coast instead and balance out the elements, you know, the fire and the water, and then asking the element of air to also purify your air so that all of you can breathe better as well.
you so much.
Yes. So I've been just really, my intention is just being in the divine flow of energy that's going on right now. The influx of things have been like up and down. Oh, I see Annie's asking where I'm at. I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Reston, Virginia. I don't know if you're familiar with the area. So
Like kind of near DC, right? You're like,
yeah,
where
it's close to
the-
Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. It's where all the action is.
or inaction.
However you may want to perceive it.
I couldn't resist that one.
That's however you want to perceive it, right?
Had to say it.
Yeah, so just been, my intention has just been going through the flow of divine flow, like you were just talking about earlier about trust, and really just being in the trust of that flow, wherever the universe is taking us with all these changes, and it comes in waves, and certainly the planets in retrograde help with that too. So all sorts of stuff coming up, and like you said earlier, it's good to just embrace it and just acknowledge that it's there rather than bury it. And it's a perfect time for us to really go inside and really analyze those things and really look at it in the mirror, right, of love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of mirror of love, Monica has a beautiful Facebook group, Sacred Heart Awakenings. You guys might want to check that out and join her free group there. And I had the honor of receiving a light language healing and channeling from Monica recently, and it was just very powerful and very, very sweet. And I just highly recommend, if you feel energy with that, to just talk to Monica.
Yeah.
Just channeling this gorgeous Lemurian and dragon and just kind of crystal and whatever kind of energy that you need. So thank you for that healing, Monica. That was beautiful. And thank you for being a vessel for love in the world. The world needs this love more than ever.
Oh, thank you for that. Yes, no, it was my pleasure with the session, and I welcome anyone who wants to connect with me, reach out to me. I'll post the group name in the chat if you haven't joined yet, or also my website. I'll share my website with you.
Yeah, please. Absolutely. Absolutely. We always encourage all of you to share with all of us your divine creations and expansions, your offerings. We don't tend to share like other people's stuff because then it gets like too many places to go, right? To like included. But we are a sacred family here. Like we are truly a spiritual family. And that's so much part of what Archangel Michael and our whole team are helping us do, is be more aligned with our purpose, live our mission, share our gifts, speak our soul song, and offer from our hearts and souls, hey world, this is who I am. This is how I can help you. Let me help you, right?
Yes.
We're very much in support of all of what you're doing. And it's been great to see you step more and more into your power and passion and purpose, Monica.
Thank you.
Since I've known you, what, a year maybe?
Yeah, this has been a year actually. This is like September when.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Here's a hug.
Happy anniversary.
I can't believe how much we've grown.
Happy soul anniversary, I guess.
Well, it's like knowing you again, right?
Yes, reunited again for many lifetimes.
Exactly.
No, I love it. It's my passion, what I'm doing now. And now it's a time of us to be in a community, being together and working together and helping each other, empowering each other. And that's really what the two is all about, this new decade. Even though we started with what seems like chaos, but it's really divine order behind the scenes. The human mind doesn't grasp everything that is happening, but there is a divine order to many things.
Exactly. Thank you for the reminder. It's the constructive destruction.
Yes.
Chaos that precedes order.
Right. It's a constructive feedback and you have constructive destruction.
Exactly. Thank you, Colleen Pele. Sure. So thank you for checking in. It's always great to hear from you, and bless you.
Bless you all. Bless you and bless you, everybody. Thank you.
And Niki, we're going to pop over to you. How about you, honey? What's been happening? We love to hear your update. It's nice having the small group today. We can kind of go deeper with each other, and really, it's almost like everybody gets a heart seat in a way. So yeah, how are you, Nikki? Look at your beautiful smile. You look radiant.
Oh, hi everybody. It's so good to see you all. Oh yeah, all's great. Thank you, Sage. Lots of changes, lots of upheaval, but hey, here we are and just celebrating it all. Found a wonderful explanation of the whole Mars retrograde thing the other day, which really was so helpful. Mars retrograde in Aries. It was by a lady in the States actually, but really, really a profound explanation. I thought it was amazing, and that really helped me.
Summarize? Can you summarize for us?
If I had my notepad here, yes. But basically she was just talking about all the doubling up of the numbers, the twos and the nines and all these different dates that are so impactful. And really it's about moving away from the masculine, the 1000s, as she was talking up to 2000, she was talking about it was very much the aggression and the warring and the conflict, and now of course becoming from that. So really the main message was that for the next 80 days, because we're in retrograde till 13 November, and she was saying that with every decision, with every word, with every action, the first thing you do is you take a breath and you come from a place of peace. So peace precedes every word, action, decision, whatever it might be. And that's by the pause is by taking in an in-breath and an out-breath, and then saying, then deciding, then acting, then speaking, doing whatever. And I thought that was really interesting, to be coming from a place of peace before you do anything. Yeah, it was really, really profound. And the fact that just, the sacred masculine and the divine feminine just coming together. Just really beautiful. And just helping us to release the stuff that no longer serves us, in these. The shadow brings up things for releasing and acknowledging, and looking within to say, okay, so what no longer serves me, what do I really want to shift from here? So yeah, just beautiful. Happy to share the lady's name if you feel it's appropriate, but yeah, so that was it pretty much. So and then lots of changes here, Sage. I'm no longer working in corporate.
Wait, stop. Congratulations!
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I left in March. So there's lots of kind of just different projects on the go at the moment. Started up a new business with 3 others. I'm starting that up. That launches on the 1st of October. Lots and lots is happening. So
Tell us about your new business that you're excited about. What's that about?
it's an academy for the soul. Yeah.
Nice. So online classes or sessions or
online. Yeah, it's all going to be online, and it's a year's program for people. Yeah, it's amazing. And so it's really exciting. We launch on the 1st of October, and that's just happened in the last 8 weeks, just out of nowhere.
So beautiful.
Absolutely.
You're more aligned.
Yeah.
You really look more joyous, dear, than I have ever seen you.
Bless you. And I feel so grateful for my life, and so grateful. What's really come through strongly is this is a year of reset and foundation building, and in that astrology reading was all about the 4s, the 444 activation, and 4 is all about foundations and grounding and stability, and so it's all making perfect sense. So I feel extremely blessed, extremely grateful, even though some days I wake up and go, oh, after 24 years in corporate, what have I done? It's kind of like, what are you doing, Niki? But yeah, it's all good.
sometimes when we let go of what we think of as a safety net is when we find our wings.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it really is. And you know, it's interesting because even in just starting up this business, it's like you've got a foot in the 3D world and a foot in the 5D world. And at the moment, because the logistics and the practicalities and the, you know, all of that stuff fits into the 3D, but
Right.
then you've got the 5D stuff as well. So it's interesting to straddle both of them. So it's just fascinating. And I'm just so grateful, you know, just very grateful to be here as well with all of you lovely, lovely ladies. So thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Hooray, hooray. That's wonderful. And sometimes we do whooshes and we haven't been whooshing anybody. So let's just do a whoosh for everybody so far. And a whoosh.
Whoosh.
Everybody. There you go.
Whoosh. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you for sharing. We're very excited for you about all of that. That's incredible. And it, you know, it gets to that time where you just can't keep putting the square peg in the round hole anymore. You just can't keep living in that box, even though you know you're good at it and you can do it and it pays you, you know, and you like some aspects of it and you like some of the people. And there's all these things that you can kind of justify about staying. But at a certain point, it just gets like, I can't do this anymore. You know? It's not who I am. It's not expressing all who I am. It's not making me feel alive or joyful. And then when you let go and you make that shift, and there's a transition period. You know, you were bolstering and healing all this time. You know, you were preparing for it, and now you've made your leap. So congratulations on your huge leap and your upcoming launch. So we're very excited for you.
Thank you.
Yes, and just reach out anytime if you need any other support. And I like to ask everybody to friend everybody on Facebook. And when you see one another's posts, especially about any kind of offerings or anything about your business or your purpose, please like each other's posts. Please take 5 seconds to just write a comment, okay? Facebook is a very strange creature. If you post something and no one clicks like or comments or shares, engages with your post. If no one engages with your post within like 5 minutes, Facebook buries the post. And it's like, it doesn't even show up on your friends' feeds. So that little thing where you're seeing somebody's post and you think, oh, isn't that nice? Or even if it's not about their business and it's just some other fun, inspirational thing that they're sharing, just try to click like, just try to put wow, or looks great, or how exciting, or put a smiley face or heart. It takes you 1 second, you guys. And it makes such a difference to all of us with our online businesses to just be able to be seen and heard by the people that we can help. So when you see Niki and all of us, you know, Monica and Dottie and Gail and Jan and Annie, Brenda, you don't have an online business yet, but you'll get there someday, maybe. And we love you too, just as much. Everything, you're a mom. That's like the most important job in the world. But when you see anything from anybody that you care about, please just like, comment, share if you feel like sharing. If you don't feel like sharing, at least put a like and a comment, okay? You guys up for that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And not just for me, but for each other, for all of us.
Yeah.
It really, really makes a difference. There's actually people who are forming these like pods, these like Facebook engagement pods. You can pay money to join these Facebook engagement pods, or we can just do it without paying money. We can just be an engagement support pod for each other, you know, in an informal kind of way, just by doing that. And I spoke with one gentleman who charges $500 a year, and then he puts you in a group with like 9 other people. But like, you don't know who these 9 other people are. You don't know if anything about their stuff is aligned with you or who you are. So it didn't make sense to me. I was like, why am I going to pay $500? And I just need to actually do this with people I already know and love. You know, we can do this without spending money, you know? So, so we're here to support you, Niki, and we'll all give you kudos as you get your word out there. And
Thank
for
you.
all of us, absolutely. So
Thank you. Yeah.
Pleasure.
Brilliant.
I don't believe in competition. I believe we live in an infinite universe. There's plenty of abundance for all. There's plenty of
absolutely.
opportunities for all of us to serve. And our right, students, clients, customers, listeners, readers, and so forth, are attracted to us. We're all attracted to the right teachers, the right messages at the right time. And there's plenty for all. So abundance and success for everyone. And yeah, totally. Annie, let's hear from you, sweetie. Look at your gorgeous, is that a dress or a shirt?
It's a muumuu. I
A
just got out
muumuu?
of the
Okay, you gotta
detox bath.
Get up and show us your muumuu. We want to see your whole gorgeousness. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, you're dressing like the goddess you are. That's
Yes.
part of our love and mother wound healing this month is to dress like the goddess that we are. So I'll share that with all of you. All of us can take that on and dress like the goddess. I'm a little bit goddessy with my, I like this thing's kind of, it up levels the.
I found that a little bit challenging because, as you know, I'm over here in Michigan and I didn't bring a lot of fancy stuff because I didn't know how long I was going to be here, and I knew that I didn't have a lot of room. But I have a few things.
There you go.
They're mostly for warm weather, so I'm hoping that it holds.
That's perfect.
So I am feeling mostly grateful. Sometimes I feel confused, like what and when am I going back? Am I going back? This plumbing still hasn't been addressed at all.
Oh my goodness.
And so I don't know, because I have a job waiting for me in California if I get back by about October 20th, and that would be working at a voting center near me.
Oh, nice.
So that would be 10 days of work, long hours, and I openly embrace that if I have a place to go back to. If not, well, you know, I'm also in my other best world. And in fact, I'm really grateful that I'm here right now, because my friends in San Diego are telling me, you know, there's a fire out in Alpine, the air quality is really bad. We're really glad you're in Michigan. You know, that's so, and I'm grateful that here I not only have running water, I actually have a beautiful bathtub, which I just finally took advantage of.
Yay, hooray, hooray.
And I've been swimming. I've been able to spend lots of time with my grandkids, and I've been able to mostly get on all of these calls. As you may remember, I was actually en route for the last one. And then my car had broken down. Well, that got fixed, and angels have helped me all the way here. So I'm just, when I really love what who was it who was talking about the Mercury in retrograde, the retrograde.
Niki, yeah, it was Niki in the UK.
Yeah. That is really, that's going to be very helpful to me, because I'm in a sort of a confusing spot if I allow myself to look at it that way. But if I allow myself to just be grateful for what I have here, and, you know, not worry about, okay, when am I going to go back, and just take, you know, watch events unfold. And not try to impose my will on it, because what I have found when I allow myself to get into this, I had a mantra on one of my trips out here, not this one, but the one before, and it was, I'm on God's time, because every single time I tried to be on somebody else's time, I got flustered and worried. And I found out that God's timing was perfect, because if I'd gotten here a week earlier when I thought I was going to, I would have come in the middle of a blizzard. If I had left California when I wanted to, I would have been driving across Texas when all those tornadoes were hitting. So I try to remind myself that I'm on God's time, and it really, really helps, and to be grateful for what I have. And I did another gratitude, actually it was an interview on forgiveness, and I want to get that started again. While I'm here, I have a Zoom account, and what's been stopping me is I feel like, since I don't have my own space, that I can't plan anything, and I'm just getting over that. You know, there's always going to be some place where I can have it. And if somebody walks into the room, that's just because I'm human, you know, it just, that's the way it goes. So these are strange times, and I am in limbo, and I'm actually starting to enjoy it. So
I love it. I love it. And you know, that's really, are you all noticing how flowy and glowy Annie is with this, right? Dottie's nodding her head, right? Because the you that you are now is so much more resilient and so much more in that deep faith than who you were even, say, 6 months ago.
yes.
I see this in you. I see the shift. You're going, okay, so there's uncertainty, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. And this is my own place. And I don't know how I'm going to be making money with whatever. But you also have this deep, deep gratitude about you. And you have this deep trust that, yeah, those can be true, but those are all temporary. Those are all just like earthly, temporary, situational things that are going to flow. Like this too shall pass, right? All those things are kind of just part of this learning experience that I'm having. And my deepest truth is knowing that I am on God's time, and it's all unfolding how it needs to. And if plan A doesn't work out, then you know what? Plan B is going to be even better.
Yeah, because I don't know, the universe has better things in store for me than I can imagine.
Exactly.
That's what I find out when I just let go of trying to manage it all.
Exactly. And can Archangel Michael and I give you a divine assignment right now, inspired
Yes.
by your own words of truth?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 amazing things just came out of your mouth, and I'm sure everybody's going to agree with me. You guys type if you agree. Tell Annie what you think. I'm on God's time. That is so profound and so important. And that's number one. And then the other one you just said, which is the universe has more in store for me than what was it that I can imagine, or has more good things.
Yeah.
How did you say that? The universe
I
is.
think that's what I said.
Yeah. It was
What
something
the
like
universe has in store for me is better than anything I could imagine.
better than anything I can
That's-
imagine. Exactly. Now that statement too, both of those statements, we encourage you to go to canva.com,
Oh,
the
okay.
account, and Monica, as my witness, Monica is going to attest that this is true. You can learn Canva fast, even if you think, oh, I'm not a graphic design person, or even if you think, oh, I don't really like learning new softwares, because believe me, I was both of those.
Mhm.
I was like, don't make me learn another software. I've got enough softwares. I'm not a super techie person. I don't geek out over these things. I don't want to learn new softwares. But Canva is fun, and it's free. And you can take those statements, just take one of them, put it with a pretty thing, like a pretty template, and then put your name, or put your Facebook, or put your website, whatever you want people to, to see about you, and own that wisdom that just came out of you, and share it. And this is how you build, I don't like to call it a following, but this is how you attract your tribe. This is how you attract your circle. This is how you reach your people. And they go, wow, that's so beautiful. That really touches me. And then they lean in and they want to connect more. They want to be in your world. Okay?
This is so amazing because I will. I absolutely will.
Yay, she's accepting the mission.
Absolutely. It's aligned with what's going on with my speaking skills group.
Yes.
Because one of us has joined Canva and is doing beautiful things with it. And we were all telling, what we thought was our slogan. And that's what I said, I'm on God's time. And everybody said, yeah, that's your slogan. This was just a couple days ago. So see how things are aligning? It's amazing.
So completely aligned.
Canva, I shall join.
Yes, and I'm going to put that in here for everybody in case anybody doesn't yet know.
Okay.
It's canva.com. And you can do just the free level. I did the free level for, I don't know, like 2 years. I recently just upgraded to the $10 a month, which is called the pro level. The main difference, and you don't even have to do the pro level. And I don't have an affiliate link or anything, it just doesn't matter. But the main difference is you get like unlimited photos. Like they have photos and you have unlimited rights, royalty free to their photos. Now, if you're getting photos from other places like Unsplash or Dreams Time, or if you're getting your images from other places, then maybe you won't care about that. But I don't tend to research a lot of other places for photos. So I like the fact that if I have a quote, I can just be, or an affirmation or whatever, I can just be like, oh, I want a daisy with that. And I can just type daisy and it'll show me like 50 pictures of daisies, and I can use any of them in any image that I make for a lifetime, not just for however long I have my Canva account, but for a lifetime. So it's really nice having access to the royalty free stuff.
That is really cool. And another wonderful thing about being out here now is that I've got 2 grandsons who are really good with savvy with the internet and very artistic. So
they learn things,
they can help me if I need it.
They are so amazing, right? And I'm always asking, especially my youngest son, who's super computer oriented, he and machines get along so well. He's like totally a science and machine guy. And I'm even asking him stuff about my iPhone, and he doesn't even have the same iPhone as me. And I'll just be like, why is my microphone not working? Like, help, like, where did my thing go? And he'll just be like, oh, Mom, you just go.
Yeah.
So yeah, as kids, they know all that stuff.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
I'm
really happy to be here and really grateful.
Great. And either the voting job will work out, or something even better if you end up staying here. And either way, I love that you're focusing on your mission more, and you're being in that gratitude attitude, and you're on God's time. So that is so awesome.
And I will have work out here too. I can be trimming marijuana at my ex-husband's farm. So
that pays.
I got work.
Right. Yeah, it's actually coming into that time of the year, isn't it? We used to live in an area, North San Juan, for those of you who are local, which is like the pot farm center of, Northern California. Like, in fact, when we sold our house, and we weren't growing because like that's not my lifestyle, but we knew friends that were, and they made tons of money. They would work just 4 months out of the year and make $100,000 on vacation for 8 months. But when we sold our house, it's funny, Annie, because the person that bought our house turned it into a pot farm, like within 5 minutes. I was like, we came back a year or two later, we were in the neighborhood and we just visited, and we're like, oh, there's like 30 marijuana plants here already. Okay. But it does pay good money. So and you can have some fun music and whatever. So it's medicine for life.
And I've been playing music with my very first musical partner also. Yay! And that is just a total joy. So,
and I forgot to have you play your ukulele yesterday at Mother Wound Healing. I'm so sorry.
That's
do you
okay.
Want to play it for us here at Wisdom School, or do you want to play it next time at Mother Wound, or both?
Both. And I would actually like right now to sing a little chant that I would also like to share at the other group. And it's one that I wrote when I first came out to California after my divorce. And this is what pulled me out of the sadness every morning if I just woke up and I sang this.
Can I record this as a separate little audio?
Yeah.
Want it? Okay. And just for us,
Just for you guys. Good. So it's called Tune In. Okay. This is Tune In. Tune in to the universe to which we all belong. Connect with your inner child and listen to your song. Stay tuned, stay strong. Tune in to the universe to which we all belong. Connect with your angels in abundance all day long. Stay tuned. Stay strong, tune in to the universe to which we all belong. Connect with your goddesses in gratitude and song. Stay tuned, stay strong, stay tuned, stay strong.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I like it.
Oh, thank you, Annie. Read it.
Thanks.
Yay, thank you, Annie.
It was what I would just default to when I found the darkness taking over. And pretty soon,
Love
you
it.
just, you just find what to be grateful for. And then pretty soon it's just a habit to be grateful. And that's how I pulled
love
myself
it.
out. So
Oh, you're so beautiful.
Beautiful voice.
you.
Oh, beautiful voice.
thank
Beautiful
you.
voice, beautiful energy, and beautiful lyrics and
Was
music.
that your lyrics, Annie?
Yeah, and actually you can add it, you can add anything you want,
Yeah.
connect with your gratitude and sing it all day long. I mean, anything,
Yeah,
but
you can kind of play with it. And
yeah,
it's already kind of integrated. You know how some songs, they have that really nice kind of hook and they just kind of get right in there into your subconscious and you're kind of like, they're playing like all day long for you, or you
yeah.
fall asleep to them. I can feel this one is like in that nice, beautiful, it's like I've really soaked it in. So thank you so much for sharing your beautiful creation.
You're so welcome. And actually the way I wrote it, it could be a round because
Oh.
all of the parts harmonize with each other.
Right,
So
I could see that.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
we could have an angel choir.
Maybe what we can do this next month is practice singing that. Let's all, whoever wants to, let's all practice listening to that and singing it on our own. And then maybe next month we can try playing with it with a round.
I think that would be so much fun.
Nice. That's a fun musical home love from Goddess Annie. Hooray!
Well,
And can we
thank
give
you.
a lovely whoosh?
Whoosh.
I'll give you a lovely whoosh and a whoosh.
Whoosh.
Yay, I'm making a heart with the whoosh. That feels nice.
Thank you.
Fun. Making a heart whoosh. Try that. That's fun. Thank you, Annie. And Brenda, we didn't forget about you. You're so
Oh, yeah.
beautiful there. And we would love to hear how things are going for you. I know you've had lots of things going on with relationships and the kids and school. So fill us in, sweetheart. What's your update? How are you doing in these crazy yet evolving times?
I've been so tired. My little one, 5 years old, she's on in school now, and they're online.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and then she's online. So it's like just craziness all day.
2 and 3-year-old, how can they expect them to be doing online learning? My goodness, what do they do?
Well, no, just the 5-year-old is online.
5-year-old. Okay.
Yeah, but then I have the 2 and 3-year-old that I have to keep occupied so they
2
don't.
and 3-year-old, yeah, physically hands-on. You're with the 2.
Yeah, so I'm like just up, like it feels like I'm just up all the time. I'm just all over the place, you know.
Yeah.
And I have class twice a week online, so I'm just like exhausted and homework.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And then I have to take them back and forth to their dad house 2 days during the week, and then every other weekend. So
when they're at the dad's, do you get that whole day free or most of the day? Is that when you have classes?
no, well, like today they're at their dad, so I get today by myself. But I'm like so tired from doing the week. I just want to lay down and just,
Yeah.
kind of like bring it all back. So I just like to, I feel like I should be doing more on my day off, but I'm like so tired from doing the week. I'm like playing catch up, I guess. And then during my day off, I have homework, so it's like not really a day off. So
how's the school coming along?
it's going all right. It's going all right so far. We just started. It's only I think the third week. So yeah, it's going pretty good.
What's your major again, honey?
Personal training.
Personal training?
Nice.
Okay. And do you like it?
Hello, I'm Carrie Samuels, your intuitive counselor.
Whoops, why do we hear somebody? Whoops, that's okay. We still hear you, Brenda. You can share. We can hear you.
Yeah, I like it so far. I like it.
Is that like a kind of like a physical health trainer, like a fitness trainer?
Yeah, like a fitness trainer, personal trainer.
Right. And are you passionate about that?
Some days, like when I started it, I was very passionate about it, but I mean, it's not my main passion. I like it, but you know, healing is my my first baby. That's what I want to do. You know,
If you had
I'm
your
just in
magic
school
wand
because
if you had your magic wand and you could do anything for work, what would you do?
I would just like to be a healer.
Mm-hmm. Any particular kind of healing or combination of things, or?
A combination, physical, emotional,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual
Okay.
healing.
So what would it take for you to step forward into that more?
Probably need to go inward more, but I don't really get that time to myself to go in, you know, with the kids and being so tired. I don't get as much time to go inwards as much as I would like to.
Yeah. So let's start with taking a look and feel at how you can, I call it stealing moments from the day. At least that's how I thought of it when I was a mother of young children. I'd be like, they're asleep. I don't know if they're going to be asleep for 1 minute or 6 hours, but like, I got time. You know, like, what am I going to do? Right. And then I know what you mean. I understand. I remember those days very well. Sometimes the first thing that you do is take a shower, or you take a nap, you know, or you answer your emails or whatever. So what we're going to ask you to do is, what is your body and your mind and your heart and your spirit most deficient in right now, like most thirsty for? You know, if you had like 6 hours, what would you do with it? You'd sleep?
Sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sleep. So what solutions, and we're all going to brainstorm here because we're all your spiritual family, we're all your coaches here. Okay. What can you do to create either more time to sleep? There's a few ways of looking at this. The angels say it's not so simple. Either more time to sleep, that's the obvious one, like more actual quantity of sleep, right? Another one is a better quality of sleep. So it's like programming yourself before you go to sleep, like, okay, even though I'm only getting X amount of sleep, I am going to feel, when I wake up, I'm going to feel refreshed, and I'm going to feel like I had a full night's sleep. And sometimes programming ourselves with this, like a hypnotic programming, before you fall asleep, you can actually make it feel that way. So even if you're going, oh, I'm only getting 5.5 hours or 6 hours or whatever it might be, and you know that you need 8 or 9 or whatever you know that you need, programming yourself can help you have a better quality. Or there could be some other things you can do too, like with the quality. One idea I have too is, it's my naturopath pointed this out, and I had heard it and I had read it, but I kind of poo-pooed it because I didn't think it was that important. And when she was like, no, Sage, you really, seriously, you have to sleep in total darkness. No devices within anywhere, like within 20 feet of you. If you have a phone plugged in for an alarm, put it in the next room over, you know, like try to have it as far away from you as possible, or use an old-fashioned alarm clock that doesn't have any EMFs or hardly any, you know, just like a plug-in alarm clock. Devices away, blindfold, mask on to make it even darker, or just take all the lights out of the room. No little red lights, blue lights, the little blinky blinkies, you know, because we think, oh, that's nothing, that's just a little tiny light, like how could that bother me? But it actually does affect our quality of sleep. These little teeny lights and the little bit of light coming in from the window or the door or whatever. So think about, is there anything you can do to make it really darker in your room when you sleep? And fewer EMFs. Got any ideas?
Well, I can get the girls a nightlight because I usually leave. They have a nightlight, but it's not bright enough, so I leave the bathroom light on for them. So I guess kind of shines in my room too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they use the same bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can they have a little flashlight that they can take if they have to go to the bathroom? They can each have a cool little flashlight. Little people love little flashlights, right? My inner
Yeah.
child still loves little flashlight. I'm like, oh, look at that cute little flashlight. Yay! I feel like Nancy Drew.
Yeah, they'll love that. That's a good idea.
Give them each a little flashlight, yeah, and they can pick fun colors, or wherever they can put a little cool keychain on it. They can personalize it or whatever. Have fun. Like that's your special magic flashlight. Makes all the monsters disappear. Boom. Right? So that way you can have no light on in the bathroom. So you can try that. You can try programming. And then any other ideas for sleep? The other idea, yeah, I was going to say the other idea is little naps or little meditation breaks. So cat naps and or meditation minutes. Even 1 minute, you'd be surprised. You'd be amazed. Remember I said I made 3 videos for you guys about meditation up at Lake Tahoe on Tuesday? They're all about really short ways to meditate, really quickly, that have to do with your breath.
That's great.
2 of them are about your breath. And I'm going to share those with you guys. And sometimes we literally only have 1 minute to meditate, or 1 breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can make a difference. That little bit can make a difference, instead of just being in monkey mind with that minute. You go, okay, wait a minute, stop. Kind of like Niki said, before you do anything, just stop, breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe. Center. Stop.
When my daughter was a little girl, I found that when she took a nap, if I did 15 minutes of yoga, it was much better than lying down and taking a nap with her.
Nice.
It refreshed me so much more.
Cool. So that's an idea too. Exactly. So we have a few ideas to help you. I
want to show you this. So last Christmas, my daughter found these online and gave it to all of us. And it is just a little.
It's a light? Oh, how fun.
Yeah. At first it's red, and then it's flashing, and then you get this.
I bet your kids would like that, Brenda.
I bet they'd love it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So they can each have their own portable light of some sort. That's
I'll put that in the chat. I'll put it in the chat.
That's a fun thing. That's awesome. So turning off the bathroom light, telling yourself before you go to sleep, I awaken refreshed, feeling fabulous.
The other thing sorry.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And also another thing is I just stopped breastfeeding my 2-year-old. So now she's like pissed at me. And she still wakes up in the middle of the night, so like I'm getting sleep, but I'm not getting quality sleep, Yeah. So, yeah. And then towards the morning, the 2-year-old and the 3-year-old and the 5-year-old, they come in the bed with me and also waking me up. So it's like I'm constantly up, like when I'm supposed to be sleeping.
I understand that. And when they're really little like that, I feel like that's kind of almost par for the course. I know I'm an attachment parenting person, so we would let the kids come to bed and we held them a lot. And I feel like it was good for them, and I don't regret that, but it did cost me some sleep some of the time. So for me, I felt that it was the right choice. Everyone's different though. There are people who are like, no, mommy's sleep is more important. You go to your bed, and just have a boundary and just be like, remember I told you we can cuddle until time X, or at time X you could come in, and having more of a boundary, so, and that might be appropriate style for you. So either way, whichever way you go with that, just be clear with them, like, yes, you're allowed to do that, or you're allowed to do that only at a certain time, Yeah. So you can kind of tune into that. If you're gonna just be free flow with it, like I was, just, yeah, whatever, you're my little ones, come on in, big puppy pile. Then that it does cost you sleep, but what you're getting in exchange is closeness with your kids. It's like the downside is less sleep in the short term, and then in the longer term and the short term, you have this like sweetness of love that that kind of flows and that kind of fills your heart like for years to come. But there's a balance there. You have to maintain your health, right? So it's kind of like, okay, how much of this can I do? Or you might say certain days of the week. You might be like, okay, on weekends you can come into mommy's bed. You know, they understand days of the week. They're old enough, 2 and 3 year old. They understand what day it is, I think, you know. And it's this day, it's cuddle day, you know, or it's cuddle morning, right? And then maybe you have other certain days where there's no cuddles. It's, you know, you're a big boy, big girl. You can sleep. You're going to be okay. You know, I'll see you in the morning. We're going to have cuddles in the morning, you know? So you can kind of feel into that of where you need to train them and kind of establish that. But if you're going to be like I was, where just anything goes, then we have to make the peace with that, you know, and go, okay, well, that's a choice that I'm making, you know, in which case try these other methods to either get more sleep or better quality sleep, or something that sort of substitutes for sleep, like meditation, conscious breathing, yoga, heart bridges, right? And Dottie has something to share too. Thank you, Dottie. We'll get you.
I'm very fond of regular conscious deep breathing. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. I find it very relaxing. It stimulates the amygdala. It puts you into parasympathetic stimulation away from fight or flight. But I remember seeing something on Facebook about this father whose wife had gone to work and the baby was crying. He couldn't get the kid to stop crying. And somewhere he got the idea to put mommy's nightgown in with the baby. Baby got the smell of mother right down. So I'm wondering with your 2 and 3 year olds, if when you change their beds, or even today, if you go get their pillowcases and you put them in your shirt, lie on them, do whatever, so that your smell gets on the pillowcases, if that will help them sleep more deeply.
That's a cool idea. You know, I love that, Dottie. I've actually done that with my dog.
Aha.
Where I've taken my dirty socks and put them under the doggy bed so they can smell mommy. And it works. It works if I wanted the dogs to sleep on the doggy bed, you know, or if I know I'm going to be gone for 12 hours and they're very attached to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give them my dirty socks. So I'm sure it would work for humans too. That's a brilliant idea about the scent. And the breathing, one of the techniques that I made in the video for you guys, which I'm going to post for you, is 4-4-8. So it's in 4, hold 4, out 8. So yeah, there are a lot of different conscious breathing techniques. Doing the conscious breathing techniques more often, Brenda, and maybe putting something in that smells like mommy. So there's a couple more cool ideas. Thank you, Dottie. And how about you, Niki?
The only thing I'd add there, and you can combine this for others, is maybe a frequency music. So a music with a certain frequency, Sage, and maybe you would be better placed to name the frequency, 5 to 8 for the love. But you know, there's many different frequencies that will really help you to deepen your sleep more quickly. And you know, that will affect your quality of sleep, even though the quantity of sleep might be compromised. So it's the quality. So again, the frequency of music, and you can find them all on YouTube as you're going to sleep, or even, you know, using that for your children as well. Introducing music for your children.
Right, to help them sleep.
Help them sleep better.
Deeper,
yeah.
Right. I would go with 5 to 8 megahertz.
5 to 8, yeah.
Which would be more
the love. It's the love.
Yeah, exactly. And it might be 6 to 8 is theta, but 5 to 8 would be anything. 5 to 8 would be good. And then another option, some of you guys have already. Aligning with Abundance. If you already have the Aligning with Abundance audio, because you have the Aligning with Abundance audio, because you are an Angelic Abundance Activator, then you already have access to Aligning with Abundance audio. I don't remember, Brenda. I think you might be an A3. Didn't you sign up for A3, Angelic Abundance Activator? I'm not sure if you did. But anyway, Aligning with Abundance, the reason I mention it is that it has a theta binaural beats built into it. No words, no subliminal words. I'm not a fan of subliminal words, but it's got the theta binaural beats. And if you listen to it with headphones, it will put you into a theta brainwave, which will put you in a deep, relaxed trance state. And people love this. People love that audio. So that's just another option. Essential oils. So how many ideas did we have for our Brenda? Like a dozen ideas. Even if you do 2 or 3 of those, you're going to have a shift. And if you do 5 or 6 of them, you're going to be like, oh, I feel like a new woman. So do us a favor and report back to us. Tell us how all those things work for you. And I just want to give Brenda a whoosh, and then I want to give everybody a whoosh, because that was like such a beautiful collective heart seat for our Brenda. So how about a whoosh?
Yeah. I have a real problem sleeping, and I'm going to try those too. And
a lot of these ideas would be great for yeah, it'd be great for you too. Brenda, would you like a whoosh?
Yes, please.
And a 1, 2, 3, whoosh. Yay. And a whoosh for everybody. And whoosh. 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 Yay. So let's stand up and do a little stretching. And when we come back, we're going to go into some channeling and see what our loving guides want to add to that. Well, that was a wonderful teaching, coaching, sharing for all of us. All right.
It's their own little tea party.
You can stretch in your own way, or you can do when I'm doing these heart-shaped movements. And this is a new heart bridge.
So yeah, I don't know if that's the most efficient, because I'm already looking. I've at least glanced
Open the wings of your heart. With namaste over the heart. A few heart breaths. Gratitude.
So it might be better to start on something more of the portion box. More random.
Beautiful. So wonderful. Let's take about, what do you think? A 2-minute break, you guys?
Yeah.
10 minutes sound good? Okay, so go take care of yourselves, your beautiful selves. Stay in retreat mode. Try not to get involved with your email or other people's energies, OPEs. And enjoy your stretching and relaxing. And we have more with our part 2. So happy halftime stretch break. See you in 10. Wow. Beautiful. I just love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
I made a copy of it and put it in just like a chronological sort, because it was trying to, if you did jump in,
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. Hope you had a refreshing
bio-rejuvenation break. Good. And Carolyn made it to join us. Yay! Good to go. And welcome, welcome. So we had a really beautiful, extended check-in and mini HeartSeats for everybody. Carolyn, how are you doing, sweetie? Let's check in with you, and then we're going to jump in with channeling and healing du jour. And our intention today is personal and global healing and bolstering. And we know it's been a crazy and intense time. Would you like to share a quick update? How are things going for you?
They're going pretty good. I learned my husband's coming home early from deployment.
Oh, yay!
That's awesome.
Come
2
home.
months early.
Yay! That's great.
I've been able to curtail. I don't want to stop social media use at all. I mean, entirely, but I was able to curtail it pretty good. I'm getting better every day, so that's helpful.
Good.
Getting back into working my business. So, which makes me money. That's important, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. So.
Right, and your energy seems a lot more grounded than last time, because I think that sort of bombardment of the social media and bad news out there was weighing you down. It was draining you, and so you did a wise choice, and you did a good job implementing what we suggested. So good for you. Can we give you like a high five?
Sure.
Yeah. Woo! And how are the kids?
High five.
Kids are doing well? Kids are doing well?
Yes. Yep, they are.
They're probably excited to see Daddy.
Yeah, they don't really understand that he'll be home soon, but they really enjoy making little videos to send back and forth with him, and I know they're going to be really excited when he is actually here. So
what day does he come back? When does he arrive?
Not sure. He said he should be back on Fort Drum sometime at the first week of October, but
okay.
It's the Army.
Yeah, just a few weeks. Yeah, that goes fast for an Army wife, right? That's good.
My plans.
Well, wonderful. So I'm going to get our backup recorder going. I'm going to record the channeling. And I also wanted to mention too that Annie shared a really sweet chant that you might want to make sure to listen to. I'm going to share it as a separate recording. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
It was really beautiful.
Thanks for letting me share.
Don't really like that, Carolyn. Oh yeah,
Okay,
our pleasure. So let's jump in and see who our channeled guidance is coming from today. And I know we all need it. So this is going to be perfect. As it always is. Thank you, everyone. Let me go ahead and mute you guys so you can move around and rustle if you need to. All right. There we go. Okay, great. Let's go. Here we go. So today's channeled message comes to us from Archangel Michael and the Alliance of Light, also known as the Intergalactic Alliance of Love and Light, comprised of ascended masters, angels and archangels, master teachers, and star beings, our star families, who are here to help all of us here on planet Earth at this crucial time. So we may be feeling or sensing like we're hearing mostly from Archangel Michael, and be aware that there are other loving beings and guides speaking to us and through us and giving us bundles of energy throughout this channeling. Allow yourself to receive these healing bundles any ways that you need to. You might want to adjust what you're doing with your hands, place the bundles into your chakras or some other part of your body or energy field. You may want to focus on your breath, color, or sound frequencies. Beloveds, it is I, Archangel Michael, speaking as the spokes angel here in the center of the hub of the spokes for the Intergalactic Alliance of Light, Intergalactic Alliance of Love and Light, also known as the Brotherhood, White Brotherhood, although we have female deities and guides here as well, which is why Sage has moved away from the Brotherhood nomenclature. We are a council, we are a committee, we are a conglomerate, we are your spiritual guides, your master teachers, and we are your spiritual family. Being with us feels like a homecoming. Allow yourselves now to be embraced home into the heart of the divine. You are in the heart of God, and God is in your heart. You are in and you are the body of God, and God is in your body, embodying you, enlightening you, enlivening you, and empowering you to be the greatest and grandest version of you. And it's okay if your conscious mind has a lot of questions. What does that mean, Michael? Who am I really? Why did I come here? What's it all about? What's the meaning of life, the universe, and everything? It's natural. It's normal for your conscious, inquisitive mind, your male mind, to ponder these things, and even sometimes to pontificate about these things to one another. Many of you on planet Earth right now, particularly on what you would call social media, are arguing with one another about such things. The truth is greater and wider and deeper and more timeless and more important than any of these things that you all have been arguing about. So stop the arguments and let's begin the enhancements. Let's accelerate your advancements as an individual, each of you, and as a species, all of you, and as a planetary ecosystem of light, your entire planet. All of you are wondering, why is all this happening? Is it the end times? Are people possessed by entities? Are there alien species manipulating and coercing? Yes and no. That's not really what's most important. What's most important is that you choose compassion. What's most important is that you let, as Sage would say, the little shit go. Let that little stuff go. And you know what? Most of it, 80%, 90%, maybe even 99.9% of the stuff that you've been devoting your brain cells to, that you've been dedicating your precious synapses of energy to, most of it is not that important. What is important is love. What is important is peace. What is important are the higher and universal truths that transcend, permeate, and radiate from every true spiritual and religious tradition in their very hearts. This is more important than the dogma or the exact path. We are clearing away for you and from you all the mud, all the blood, all the muck, and all the yuck that's been accumulating on you and around you, and even in your homes, and even for some of you in your dreams, and on your belongings, and in your communications, and in your relationships, and even in your bank accounts, because the amount of money is less important than the energy with which that money was received and is directed. Good. We see and we sense and we celebrate that you are deeply absorbing the truths that you need now. So you ask, why? Why is all this happening? And what can we do about it? Why this is happening, it's not just because it was predicted. You truly are going through a death and rebirth as a society. It's not exactly a death and rebirth of your species, but we can tell you that the Homo sapiens species is being more rapidly evolved, much more quickly than your Charles Darwin would understand. And this is because you are living in times that are a quickening. I've spoken about this before. We have spoken about this before, and you have sensed this really for quite a number of years, particularly since 2011. For some of you since 2012, for some of you since 2008, for some of you it goes farther back. We can tell you that since 2011, 11, you have been ushered into a new age. And this age is characterized by much more rapid technological advances, by much more rapid communications, and by much more rapid thoughts and brainwaves. Now, you might think, well, that sounds good. Rapid advancement, that's all good, isn't it? It's not all good. If you have an engine and you're running it on a very high speed of revolutions per minute. And you do that too much of the time, what happens to that engine? It's going to, so to speak, burn out. It's going to cease functioning more quickly. So you need to balance by slowing down. You slow down with meditation. You slow down with relaxation. You slow down by being in nature. Have you ever noticed that the flowers and the birds neither hurry nor tarry? As St. Francis said. We're paraphrasing him. When you're in nature, look at the birds. Listen to the birds. Sometimes they're expressing themselves, particularly at dawn and dusk, because those are magical times of luminosity, transformation, and change. They're singing, I'm alive, I'm here. Hear me, see me, find me, mate with me. Isn't this a wonderful place to be? Doesn't this sunshine feel good? And other times they're quiet. Other times they're hidden. Other times they're just sitting peacefully. And then they know when to take flight. What's happening in your culture is that you're in this fight or flight mode far too much of the time. This is why many people have adrenal dysfunction and thyroid dysfunction. This is why people have hormonal imbalances. This is why people have sleep problems. This is why people feel stressed, and the amount of anxiety and depression that many of you are suffering from is higher than at any other time in human history. And that seems incredibly unfair and unreasonable, doesn't it? For all of your technological developments, why do people feel like they have less time? These inventions were supposed to save you time, weren't they? You've thought about this. I know you have. Why is it that people feel like they have less time when there are more devices to do the washing and even some of the thinking for you? And yes, you're going to have more artificial intelligence. Why do you feel like you have less time? It's because you're running your energy and your brainwaves at a faster and faster and faster pace and wave and frequency too much of the time. If you want to master your life, you need to master your brainwaves, you need to master your energy, you need to master your intention, you need to master your consciousness. If you want to fix everything out here, you need to fix everything in here first. You want peace out here? Find peace in here. You want healing out here? You want to heal the world? Heal yourself. This is not an either or. These are simultaneous and mutually supportive. So how do you heal in here? You heal in here by realizing that you have power over in here. You heal in here by getting better at listening to the most important out there, which is God. which is also in here. So when you listen to God, God doesn't really tell you to hurry up. How many times in your entire life, in all of your lifetimes, has God told you to hurry up? More often, God has whispered to you, and your own body has whispered to you, slow down, stop, breathe, listen, feel, trust, be, and then act. Your actions are then unfolding from a deep trust, from a deep alignment, from a deep truth, from a deep faith, from a deep gratitude, from a deep love. The more you slow down in these ways, dear ones, the more you will accelerate steadily and in a healthy and balanced and joyous way on your path. So this is a mantra I want to leave you with today and from this moment forward. It's very easy. It's very simple. It might even seem trite or simplistic. It might even seem fun or childlike. And guess what? That's perfect, because that's what you need right now. So here it is. Here is your mantra. Slow and flow. Sage says it sounds like a kid's toy. Yes, it does. Slow and flow. It's like stop and breathe, but a little different. It's like be here now, but a little different. Slow. Slow encompasses stop. It also encompasses go. It implies that you slow down first, and you might need to slow all the way to a stop, to a pause of reflection. Think about the word reflection. Reflecting is contemplation. And reflecting is also when you look in a lake, when you look in a mirror, when the moon gazes upon the sun. This is reflection. Does this mean for you now? Slowing. So slowing includes more thoughtfulness, it includes more mindfulness, it includes more heartfulness. It includes that pregnant pause and that time to reflect and just be and allow and listen, and yes, listen, and find the beauty and find the truth and find and feel the gratitude now. This is all with slow. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? And it's so simple. It's so pure. It's so basic. It's so essential. And it's so crucial. Slow. Yes, you're slowing right now. You're slowing right now. The slow is like the lower part of the sine wave going below the line, going into that underneath the surface. deep place where your knowledge and wisdom reside, your most important knowledge and all your wisdom. And when you get to a certain point of the curve and you come back up to the surface, there's an ascension that happens, isn't there? There's an action that happens. There's an expansion. There's a continuation. And there is a flow. Now, I want to talk to you more about masculine and feminine energy. This is a theme for millions of you right now. Hundreds of millions of people on planet Earth have been thinking about masculine and feminine energy, masculine and feminine relationships. Are they opposites? Are they complementary? Are they good? Are they bad? Do you need more of this and less of that? And how do they play together? And how are they reflected in the outer world, in your culture? In the way that resources are distributed, in the way that choices are made. Masculine and feminine energy. So let's take a moment. There was a sound of flow happening right there. Let's take a moment to feel into this. When you hear flow, what do you feel being activated within you? Is it more masculine or is it more feminine? Flow. Flow. Yes, it's more feminine, isn't it? Your human society and societies, both the greater collective society and the individual societies, and even communities, have been operating at more masculine energy than feminine energy, really for over 2,000 years. Now, as more feminine energy is restored and is glorified and is exalted and is enjoyed and is embodied and is expressed, that does not mean you stop honoring, expressing, and celebrating the masculine. Some people are confused at this point. They feel like the pendulum has to swing all the way back. Let's have 2,000 years of matriarchy now, because we had 2,000 years of patriarchy. No. You don't need either matriarchy or patriarchy. You don't need any archy at all. You need compassion in action, period. Compassion in action. Compassion in action. Can masculine energy be compassion in action? Yes, absolutely. Think of the examples that you know of this. Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, the list goes on and on. St. Francis. Who are your personal examples of compassion in action? Some of the knights, some of your family members, some of the men that you are or that you have been or that have been in your life. Compassion in action. You all know splendid examples of men who are compassionate and who use their masculine energy for good. Some say to preserve, protect, and provide, but however you like to describe it. It's about integrity. It's about honor. It's about being bold and courageous, but using that boldness for good. So yes, masculine energy can be, and at its finest level, as it's designed to be utilized, it is compassion in action. Now, what about feminine energy? Can feminine energy be compassion in action? Absolutely. The mother caring for her children, whether that's bear cubs, puppies, or human puppies and cubs. The artist, the dancer, the cook, the gardener. The creative energy, this is earth energy, this is Mother Earth energy. This is divine feminine energy that is compassion in action. And it needs the action piece just as much as the masculine energy needs the compassion piece. You have to have both. Compassion in action. So you're feeling into this now, your divine feminine and the females that you know, and wise and brave, compassionate women in the world. Women like Eleanor Roosevelt. Women like Mother Teresa. Women like Marie Curie. Women like Charlotte Bronte. Who do you know and how do you know divine feminine compassion in action? And how can you allow more of this? Now, what happens when the divine masculine and the divine feminine combine forces, tune in with the ultimate source, and work together and cooperatively, synergistically apply compassion in action, individually and in this world? What happens is pure magic. What happens is miraculous. Miraculous. Now, it doesn't matter if you are partnered or not. It doesn't matter if you've ever been successfully romantically partnered, or if you've ever been sexual with another human being, or if you've ever fathered or mothered children, or if you live alone. You can still be an embodiment of compassion in action. And this is your assignment. And your mantra is, I choose to be compassion in action. I choose to be compassion in action. I am compassion in action. I take compassionate action. I act compassionately. You can play with those words many different ways. The key is compassion and action. One more thing we want to share with you today, and we will complete this message because you are integrating this so beautifully. Feel this deep into your heart, deep into your belly. Good. The last thing we want to share with you today is that all will ultimately be well again. You may remember from one of our previous channelings, all is well, all shall be well, all will be well, all is already well. Yes? Sound familiar? It is a bumpy road. Some of you have received the warning light. I've been talking to you for several years about things are going to get worse before they get better. You didn't want to hear that 3 years ago. Some of you heard that and thought, is there anything we can do to avert the getting worse part? No, you all needed to learn this. This is all about waking all of humanity up to take compassionate action, to communicate with one another with love, to respect one another with kindness, to celebrate all of your cultures and all of your ways of being in ways that are mutually respectful, sustainable, and supportive of life. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yes, those are beautiful words. How does that apply to all beings? You're revisiting your laws. You're revisiting the ways in which food is distributed. You're revisiting your energy production. You're revisiting your political structures and systems. You're revisiting your economic structures and systems. You're revisiting how you run energy collectively, individually, and more than globally, universally, omniversally. One more thing. It's not just 5D, it's infinite D. Most humans are living actually in 4 dimensions that they're aware of. 4th dimension, of course, being time. Now, when people talk about 5D, what they really mean is that the 5th dimension is energy. And here's what we need you to understand. That 5th dimension of energy and frequency and consciousness is infinite. So if you're adding 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, so far you have 4, right? And then you add another unit, but that unit has an infinite value. What do you have? You don't have 5. Because the last unit is infinite. So if you have infinity plus 4, you have infinity. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What it means is that that 5th infinite dimensionality is the most important one, isn't it? The others are reflections. They're like pieces. They're like symbols. They're almost like shadows that are filtered down to the earth level. The infinite D is who you are. And D stands for divine. You are infinite D. You are infinite divinity. You are infinity divinity. And that is the last mantra and message that we have for you today. I am infinity divinity. I am infinity divinity. I am divinity infinity. I am divinity infinity. Picture the infinity symbol. Feel it going into your 3rd eye. Feel it in your heart. Feel it in your belly. Feel it in your crown. Feel it in your palms. Feel it in your feet. Feel it in your sexual zone. Feel it at the base of your spine. Feel it in the center of the earth. Feel it in the center of heaven. Feel it in the light between each and every human being, infinity divinity. This is symbolized by Namaste. The God within me sees and honors the God within you. Now you have a new way of activating this. Infinity divinity. I am infinity divinity. And from this moment on, whenever you say the words or think the words or see the words or feel or sense or imagine the words, I am in any way, you instantly replace them with infinity divinity. Those are equal parts of an equation. I am equals infinity divinity. You can absolutely substitute those two for each other. Play with this, pray with this, stay with this. And Sage says to tell you, hooray, with this. Here you are, all is well, and you are love. This concludes today's message from Archangel Michael and the Intergalactic Alliance of Love and Light. Thank you, Sage, for allowing us to channel this through you. And thank you all for listening and receiving. Transmission complete. Whew. Wow. I need a moment to just, whew. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my. Whew. That was a lot. That was long. That was wide. That was deep. That was intense. That was also heartening is the word that I would say. Like restoring of hope. That's how, that's me, that's Sage's, you know, interpretation and human response to this in this moment. How do you all feel? How was that for you? What's resonating for you? You can type or you can unmute yourself. What's standing out for you there? Infinity divinity equals the I am. That's
It seems we've turned a corner.
Yeah.
And we're a special little group. I mean, we're the ones that showed up, and I can no longer worry about the muck and stuff of the political. There's all kinds of revelations going on, stuff brought to the surface, but yeah, I feel changed, like I'm a bigger person, or I'm and that all of us are really important in this equation that we've come together for this.
Thank you. Thank you, Jan. Wow. I love how they explained the connection between 5D and infinite D, because that made a lot of sense to me. That when people are saying 5D, it's not that they're wrong, it's just that they're encompassing in the 5 the infinite, so that helps me understand perspective a bit more. And for me, I prefer to think of it as infinite D. And I feel like some folks need to think of it as 5, because it's kind of like, do you want a car that goes from 0 to 1,000,000 miles per hour in 2 seconds? Like maybe you want a car or you want to think of your car as going from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, or 0 to 100 in 2 seconds, and maybe thinking of your human vehicle as being already infinite, like infinite. I think for some people it might feel a little overwhelming or too much responsibility somehow. So having it as 5 feels kind of safer, even though we know that the real truth is it's infinite. So
infinite is safer for me.
Yeah.
I also feel much closer to each and every one of you. Like you're part of me, or we've melted together or something.
Oh, wow. That's so beautiful. I really feel that too. I really do. And we're sending love to those who couldn't join us live today. And I also feel, I know what you mean, Jan, and I appreciate that. I feel like almost like, when a baby is born, how many of you have ever had the honor of attending someone else's birth? Is there anyone here who's been in the room when someone else is having a baby? Yeah, so I had that honor once. And it's like this miracle is happening, and just being in the room witnessing it is in itself a miracle, right? Even though you're not the one giving birth. I feel like today, like what just happened with all of this is like we're in the room witnessing that miracle birth, you know? Does that make sense? It's like we're midwives, you know, for the rebirth of our world and our society. And this is why it's hard right now. This is why it's challenging. It's going to be so worth it though. It's so worth it. We just have to remember that. And I liked how he talked about the male and female both being compassion in action. I think that's a good thing for us to all broaden our perspective, you know, and that's beautiful. I am compassion in action. That's going to be great homework for all of us to re-listen to that channeling and maybe take some notes. If you already were taking notes this time, then next time you listen, don't take notes. Okay? So you want to be able to experience this incredible channeled message both ways. Just very in, right? In your feminine mode, just being with it. Eyes closed, still, just receiving. And then with your masculine self engaged, going, yeah, I want to hear this good stuff. Tell me, I'm ready. You know, right? And kind of capturing it and analyzing it and going, ooh, right? So that's your yang way. So in fact, that's a great thing. Archangel Michael said, Sage, that's a good thing to do with all the channelings, to listen to it once yin and once yang. You can do it in either order, first yin or first yang. I generally prefer first the yin and then the yang, but sometimes you might feel yang that day and you might be like, hey, let's go. And then the next time you go yin. It's okay. So thank you for that, Archangel Michael. We now understand that that's a cool way to receive not only the channeling messages here, but any really powerful, love-imbued, really high vibrational channeled messages. I'm not the only person on the planet who has the honor of receiving messages of this high level. You know, not everyone does that, of course, although you have the capacity. Everyone has the capacity to do this or to serve in some kind of amazing, miraculous way, whatever your miraculous superpower is, right? So anyway, that's very cool. Jan, thank you so much for sharing how close you feel with all of us and how sacred this is for you.
But something else that occurred to me is that every one of us are really tired, but we showed up.
Right.
You know,
it's true.
You know, I'm falling on my computer. That was yesterday. And Brenda's tired, and we all have a sense of tiredness. So this has given me a boost, a refreshment. I have a new purpose. I mean, we did change. So this is so cool. And others, as they listen to it, will join us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jan. I want to give you a whoosh. Can we whoosh you?
Sure.
And a whoosh. Delicious. Oh, nice. And Gail says birth is always worth it. And Dr. says it is infinite flow. For me, the universe breathes. Beautiful. And Gail says, I feel calmer, more in tune with myself, attuned with the divine, so much bigger than I have been. People limit the 5D, whereas we are infinite. Carolyn says, bigger and more expansive. Great. See, there's a reason you popped in here, Carolyn, for the second half live. And Annie says, wow, thank you, Divine Alliance. I feel so comforted and empowered. Love that. Infinity, divinity. Unity, Monica says. Yeah, there is this feeling of oneness right now. I really feel that with all of you, but also just with the world too, you know?
Well, I'm starting to integrate all the rest of us that are in our circle.
Yeah.
You know, and then we'll just keep adding the layers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Adding the layers.
it's been really nice welcoming in about 5 or 6 new beautiful folks, of which Dottie is representing today. Right, so thank you for being the representative of the new folks. We'll have a nice infusion of another 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 or however many sisters and brothers on the path here in like between September 29th and, you know, throughout probably the month of October, as we kind of, you know, open that up. And yeah, so that's really exciting. And we're letting go of the silver level of wisdom school because people aren't getting as much when they're in silver. You know, they're missing out on so much of this. And Archangel Michael said it's time to just let go of the silver. We're just going to go forward with the gold. We will have like a self-study level for the gold, and then we'll have this, what you guys are in, which is live, you know. And I just love being here with you, you know, live every single time. It's just pure magic and amazing. So blessed. Yeah. So what do we have coming up? Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule.
We have a heart seat for Niki.
Oh, today? Oh, good. Okay, great. And then next Friday we have a Winging It.
Yay.
That's at our Facebook group at noon. And then the following Friday, that's noon Pacific. The following Friday, the 25th, we have our Angelic Money Reiki transmission and our messenger chat that's starting at 4 p.m. Pacific. And Niki will beam to you while you're sleeping.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And is Niki getting a heart seat now? Would
Yes.
you do that? Oh, okay, great.
For all that's gone through, I asked her. She was on the list from last month.
All right, good. Okay, perfect. So let's do that. That'll be a beautiful cherry on top of an already delicious Friday Sunday.
Friday Sunday.
It's a Friday Sunday. That's right. And your energy is so fabulous, Niki. It already was before the channeling, and now you're like just like glowing all over the place. Did you have anything in particular you want to look at, feel at, shift with your heartseat today?
Oh gosh. I guess just really open to what Archangel Michael has to channel and say. And I think just some real help in terms of slowing down. So, you know, I just work at an incredibly voracious pace. and I struggle to sometimes just slow down. And I've been hearing the message over and over. And again, there it was tonight. Yeah. Slow and flow. And sometimes I just don't know how to do that. And I know that we shouldn't be focused on the how, but it would just be really helpful. But that's on a practical side. But if there's anything else that Archangel Michael wants to say, I'm very open. Wonderful. Because there's so much stuff going on right now. So whatever's the right thing to come through.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So we have Archangel Michael and Raphael both speaking here to us and through us and assisting you, Niki, and also all the rest of us with this. So the first thing that they want to say is it's okay to ask how. And it's also okay sometimes to ask why, even though Archangel Michael playfully teases us that we need to go from our WHYS to our WISE, from wise to wise, and from whining, WHY, like whining about it, to understanding why things really happen. But there's an importance to seeing the big picture, which is kind of what the WHY is with the WISE. And then the how is on the human plane. The how is like, how do I take this concept For example, slowing down. It could be any concept. It could be being patient. It could be being resilient, being persistent, getting our message out to the world more, whatever this particular idea is, right? Let's take slowing down, for example. How exactly do I do that? And that's perfectly valid to ask that, because that's what helps you ground it into your body and into your lifestyle and into your schedule and make it real. Okay, so they're going to give us some tips specifically about how we can slow and flow. And these are perfect for you, Niki, and they're also great for all of us in different ways. And some of these may stand out more for you now than others, but you might want to write them all down, because some of them will be applying for you at another time. Thank you for that. So the best tool for slow and flow we have spoken about, and we will continue to speak about because it's so important and it's so available. And it is your breath. So, and breath, not only does it bring you into the body and into the moment, and it allows you to notice a rhythm, it also has a sense of flow about it, because it's literally a fluid, which is the air, right? And it's flowing. It's literally flowing in and flowing out. Niki needs to come back in. Let's see if Niki's back. I think you're back now, Niki. So,
gosh, I'm so sorry. My battery died completely as you were saying. How do we?
You'll get to re-listen to that missing minute or so. The summary for it is the number one tool for slow and flow is your breath.
Yeah. Okay.
And he just explained about 4 or 5 reasons for that, which you can re-listen to that later. Aha, that's why it works so well. So number one is your breath. Another one is, this might sound counterintuitive, but it actually works. It's actually movement. Okay? Because when you're moving, especially if you're moving consciously, whatever that means for you in the moment, when you're moving consciously, you're bringing your awareness, you're focusing it in on your body and especially your feet, and you're engaging in the energy of the space that you're in, right? So there's this flow that's happening, whether you're moving quickly or slowly, there's still a flow of you, your edges, you're becoming aware of, where does my edge, where's the end of my skin, and where's the end of my aura, and what's happening with this energy and this space and my feet. And you're more aware too of your breath, and you're more aware of your heart beating. So you can dance or move to slow your breath and slow your brainwaves and slow your heartbeat, or you can dance and move to accelerate all of that, either way. But what it's doing, in the sense, it is bringing you into a flow, and you can also go slow with it if you want, or you could not go slow with it if you want. So movement is tool number 2. And tool number 3 is nature. And Archangel Michael and the Alliance of Love and Light were talking to us today about the birds, right? I also love to watch squirrels. Anybody else love squirrels? Yeah. And the plants. The plants are much slower than squirrels or birds. And they just stand there being like there's no tomorrow. They're just standing there, sitting there, rooted there, soaking up the sun, doing their photosynthesis, converting carbon dioxide into oxygen. That's a flow right there too, right? Flow, flow. So you're getting a sense of the air element too with this as well, yeah. So the plants and nature are wonderful for that. Within that category, so you might have a variety of subcategories under nature, like sun or moon, or stars or water, or lying on the earth, or looking at the animals. Another one that we really want to highlight for all of us is the essential oils and aromatherapy, because this brings you completely into your senses, and your sense of smell is highly underrated. Okay, we all have heard that smell can be a powerful trigger for memories, right? And we understand now that when children smell peppermint, they're better able to get higher scores on tests, things like this. Lavender is very slowing and relaxing. So working more intentionally with the essential oils that help you slow, there are ones that stimulate, and then there are ones that slow, right? So you don't need us to give you a class on essential oils right now, because there are a lot of places where you can easily get that information, and most of you already know a lot of this, okay? So bringing that in of, oh, so Niki, coming back to your work patterns, where you know that you work voraciously and you're like, go, 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 because you're super inspired, right? And as I sage my part of the equation here, I like to say inspired and on-fired. But fire has a flow to it, but it's really not a slow thing, you know. Fire is very like feisty and unpredictable and energetic, right? So fire is really pretty energizing as an element. Water has more of a flow about it. Air has more of a flow about it. And earth has just this stillness. So sometimes lying on the earth or holding a rock. If I were you, I would get a rock that you like that fits in your hand and keep it at your workstation. Have something for, you can have something for all four elements, but if you feel like you have enough fire, maybe you don't need something for the fire element at your desk or your work area, but you might want to have something for each of the other elements. So I have this rock right now, which says strength. Maybe you find a rock that says strength, or it doesn't even have to have a word on it. The key is that it feels good in your hand. It feels really solid. And when you squeeze a rock, remember those things they used to have, those stress reducer things that you used to squeeze, these stress balls? Remember that? You can actually squeeze into the rock whatever you need to release and ask permission from the rock. You can just ask permission once from the rock, like, are you willing to be my stress reducing grounding stone, right? And then boom, you just give a little squeeze. I find that a real stone works better than those like human-made foamy things. You know what I mean? So having a rock that you can squeeze, that slows you. It helps you slow. It helps you be present. The water, essential oils are kind of like air because you smell them, but they're also kind of like water because they're liquid, and they also have earth because they come from a plant. So they really have a nice combination of three of the elements that can help you slow and flow. I have a really fun little basket of oils right here at my workstation. So when I'm in between sessions or I accomplish a certain, check that off the list. Okay, that task, boom, checked off the list, right? That's a great time to get one of your essential oils or stand up and do a kind of flowing movement type thing, maybe a heart bridge or any type of conscious movement. Or get outside or at least look out the window, right? Like what's happening outside right now? Oh, look, the sun is almost setting. Maybe I could take a minute to just give thanks for the day. And then I can come back and decide if I want to work some more or if I'm complete for the day. Last thing we want to share with you guys is to have a work completion ritual that you, at the end of the day. And I'd love to hear all of your work completion rituals. And thank you, Archangel Michael, and thank you, Archangel Raphael, and thank you to the plants and nature spirits and all the elementals for giving us these important reminders. My work completion ritual is usually just to say thank you. And I might kind of take a heart breath, or I might give myself a hug. I might blow a kiss. And just taking a moment to be like, you know what? This work I'm doing is holy. You know, and I am so blessed. And Niki, what you're stepping into with your Academy for the Soul, that's a whole different kind of work than your corporate work, right?
Yeah.
It's expressing who you are. It's helping to elevate the planet.
Yeah.
And it's truly holy and sacred. So, you know, like when you enter, like say a church or even a museum, there's this kind of feeling of this hush and this like, oh, I'm entering this portal. I'm entering this special place. I need to do this with respect, right? So you can treat your desk, your chair, like this is a portal. This is a sacred place. As soon as I'm starting my day, you know, wow, like here I am, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
You know? And then when you're done with your day, knowing when it's enough, knowing when to stop is a really important skill as a home-based spiritual entrepreneur, okay? Because the left brain can be like, wait, go, go, go. There's still 10 things on the to-do list. There's still there's 25 things on the to-do list. I mean, a launch happening. I'm not done yet, right? The left brain can just be like, go, 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 go. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. And you go, wait a minute. That's enough for the day.
Yeah, that's the one I battle with.
Making this for the next day. You're like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing tomorrow, or I kind of know what I'm doing for the rest of the week. And take a moment to just be grateful for what you did accomplish today. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was 10 things, maybe you didn't accomplish all the things you thought you would do, but you did accomplish something.
Yeah. No,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, and having that little ritual of that gratitude, that will put a nice slow and flow kind of cap on your day, and it'll help you feel more like, when is it enough?
Mm-hmm.
Think of your work as like a canvas, like a masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
A really good painter, they need to know when to stop. Like, stop, it's already perfect. You know? Yeah. We all know people who've gone too far, like with a painting or a book or whatever. It's like, stop, you know, it's too much. You're like over processing this thing, you're over analyzing. Like, just stop. It's good enough, it's beautiful, it's more than enough, it's perfect. Just stop, let it go. So that's our tip for you with having that completion and that gratitude, and you're gonna get into your groove with it more.
Yeah. Can I just ask, and I've lost your picture for some reason, I only see myself, don't know why that is. Can I ask what a heart bridge is?
Oh, sure.
I can't see you though. I can't see you.
So if you click where it says gallery view up at the top, it looks like
I'm now on a phone.
There's like 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots. And that thing allows you to switch between gallery view, where you can see everybody, which is kind of fun sometimes to see our whole group, and speaker view, where you're seeing the person who's speaking. What Zoom defaults to doing, if I don't tell it to spotlight someone, is when one person's talking, they're in the main screen, and then when someone else is talking, it switches to that person. What I like to do for the HeartSeats is I usually put that person in the spotlight so everyone can see them and hear them and bless them. Did that help? Are you able to see me now? Does that help you?
I can't. I'm on a phone, so I'm not getting the gallery view at all. I'm on an iPhone.
Okay. If anyone has a tip about how to do that on an iPhone, you can let Niki know that. You can type it into the chat. I'm not quite sure how to switch who you're looking at on an iPhone, so I don't know if there's an answer.
That's okay.
But I'll just keep going, and if someone has an answer to that, they'll type it, and otherwise you'll just hear. So the question was, what's a heart bridge? Thank you.
Heart bridge.
Right. So a heart bridge is a type of moving meditation that's like an angelic Tai Chi. And they first were given to me, gosh, wow, I can't believe it's that long ago. It wasn't this house that I'm living in, it was the previous house. So it was years ago. I'll put an example of one. I know that there have been some in wisdom schools sort of sprinkled here and there. There's about 7 or 8 videos for heart bridges. They're a separate little package. I think it's like $47 or something. But from time to time, I put them into wisdom school. And then from time to time, I have new ones that come through. For example, this thing of opening your heart wings and then making this heart and then letting the breath go down, you're actually working with your hara line. All of the heart bridges, you're working with your hara line. And then this way, so you're kind of breathing in this way. And then
I'll have to check it out on the replay. Okay, I'll check you out on the replay.
And then out this way. That's a new one that I need to do a little video for, but you guys are the first ones to see that one. So they're about embodied enlightenment and enlightened embodiment. So they're kind of another way, in addition to yoga and dancing and Tai Chi and Qigong. These are all like moving meditation styles. And heart bridges are a new one that I'm honored to channel and share. So there you go. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, thank you. Because I do Tai Chi. But yeah, I'd never heard of heart bridge, but I'll have a look at it. I'll find somewhere. Thank you so much, Sage. I appreciate that HeartSeat. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. So can we give you a whoosh?
You can give me a whoosh, and then I'm going to excuse myself and go off to bed because it's really late here. So,
of course. And
thank you.
Whoosh.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sleep well. Yes, I'll sleep well, dear. I'm glad we could be of
God
some
bless everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, we're all going to complete too, because it's been a gorgeous and long retreat. And we're just exactly at 3 hours, which is really neat. We almost never do that. We're almost always shorter or longer, but this is gorgeous and wonderful. And thank you all so much for being here, part of our divine co-creation. And I will see you next week. We have lots to have fun with. Meanwhile, in our portal, we're still in the process of moving our portal over to the new place, but you have plenty to work with in your existing portal. I know you do. And you also have goodies on the Facebook. You can click file and you can cruise around there and all that. So lots to enjoy. And then you have our replay from today in our beautiful channel. So yay, it's great. We can yang it. And let's let it all go with I am infinity divinity. And we'll see you soon. I am infinity divinity.
Love it.
Yep. I am infinity divinity. Yay.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you,
Bye.
Realm. Thank you, Intergalactic Alliance of Love and Light. Thank you, plant spirits, nature spirits, Reiki guides, all of our master teachers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Please continue to watch over and bless and guide each and every one of us. keep us and our loved ones safe, help us be compassion in action, and please bring rain where it's needed.
Thank you.
All over the world. And so it is. Woo!
So it is.
Bye.
Next time, lots of
Bye,
love.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.